Next question is, we all have areas where we can improve. So, would you be able to share something that you have thought about, which you would like to work on if you're not already?
Absolutely. I wish I have a solution to a couple of different things that I've been thinking about, but I can tell you two topics that I would love to improve upon. First, this is going to sound cliche, but time management. As academics, we're teaching, we're advising students, we're also thinking about research productivity, and there's editorial, service-related dimensions. And so I haven't come across the best way that allows me to efficiently balance all of these different things. And I would love to invest a bit more on readings in terms of how other folks are actually doing a better job in balancing different type of activities. And then the second, improvement I would focus on is I wish or I would love to read and write more for fun. I think as academics, because we're in this business of knowledge production,
Yeah.
which can be very addictive. You work hard, you publish a paper, and as a younger undergrad, I would think I'll be done. But then the more you publish, you feel you want to write more. And in that process, you actually end up not reading or writing for fun. It just becomes more like work where you
Yeah.
have to continue publishing. And so I wish I have a better sense of a method that will allow me to break that momentum sometimes and then get into reading and writing for fun. And again, use that as an incentive to sort of be a productive scholar. But those are two things that I've been thinking for a number of years, and I haven't come up with any solutions. So if Simanthi or other audience members have better ways, I would love to follow those and see how things can be improved.
Unfortunately, I have no guidance. I'm such a bad time manager. But
No way.
I will say this though. What I have found to work for me is to recognize that, okay, I had this much time allocated for this activity, but
Right.
then had to do something else. And I was feeling really bad that I did not do this first activity and had to spend time on the second one. And then I'm thinking to myself, who is going to do the second activity if not you?
Right.
So I've kind of, so if that makes sense, I've kind of reframed the time management
Mhm.
argument to not look at, again, maybe say efficiency, but looking at the fact that stuff needs to be done, even if this is not what I wanted to do. I got it done, and now you might as well feel good about it. So if that kind
That's
of makes sense, but then maybe that does not align well with time management, but more in some in terms of feeling good about the kind of things that you
Mhm.
have to do on a day-to-day basis to get your projects to move forward, whether it's research, teaching, or extension. So something like that.